My first question is: does your supervisor give you direct instructions to follow, or do they give suggestions and let you choose what to do?
Um, if you're talking about my supervisor when I was doing my thesis paper, or you are asking about the classes supervisor, that means the faculties.
In general, like in thesis or in discourse, like
Okay, so I would like to tell no, they don't give any fixed instruction. They let
uh,
us do some work basis on the sum of the fees instruction, of course, but we can do our work on our own way too, also.
yeah, they just guide you, right?
Right, they just
Okay,
guide
okay.
me.
Okay, my second question is: can you share a time when feedback encouraged you to solve a research problem on your own?
Yeah, when I was doing a course with one of my faculty, he is also a PhD holder. Like after my presentation, he was clapping and he was
Yeah.
saying to me that I was born to be a teacher. So I felt so good that a faculty from him is telling me that I'm born to be a teacher, and he
Yeah.
clapped my ass and clapped after my presentation, and I was actually really happy about it, and
Oh,
I feel motivated after that to do it more better way.
wow, that must be an amazing experience.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
true.
Okay, okay. So my third question is: how much freedom do you feel you have to disagree with your supervisor's suggestions, or do you feel more or less independent in your work?
Okay, like your first question is about comfortable zone, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I had always had the opportunity to work comfortably in the English zone, like in our English department. Of course, there was always, and I did not feel any kind of. What was your second question?
Okay, my first question was like, do you have freedom to disagree with
Yes,
your
I
supervisor's suggestions? So,
yes
and
sometimes because I can say my open things to the supervisor,
oh,
sir.
yeah,
Actually, this is this. So like it would be great if I want to add my opinion like this. So there is always a open version to my supervisor and to the students actually.
oh yeah, that must mean you feel more independent in your work.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so my fourth question is: how does your supervisor's feedback style make you feel like you are in control of your research?
No, I never feel like that I'm in control of my because he never gave me any kind of feedback like that. Because whenever I have worked, I never feel anything like that, especially in ULab, because every time the faculties were much more uh, open ended to us. Like I never felt controlled while they were giving my feedbacks, never.
Oh, okay, okay. So I mean, what kind of feedback do they give so you don't feel like you have the control in your research? I mean, can you briefly elaborate?
Okay, like when I was doing my theoretical framework on my
Yeah.
thesis paper, when I was submitting it on my undergrad,
Yes,
so
yes.
I was making my own theoretical perspective.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
like then I went to sir. That sir, this is my theoretical perspective. Then he told me, "Would you able to prove this to me that this theoretical framework is gonna work?" Then I said, "Okay, so I can prove you up. So this is this." So I said, "Excellent. So it's fine. You can go up to this, and I'm absolutely think you are going to rock it up." That's it.
Okay. So basically, the supervisors have more control than you in your research when you are working under them, right?
Of course, there must be. I think there must be a kind of a little bit of controlness because otherwise our works is not gonna be the best because they always wanted the best from us.
Yes, yes.
Actually,
I understand because we are just learning from them. So this
yes,
is totally. So
we
my
are on a
feel.
learning process. So
Yeah.
like we have to listen to them actually.
Yes, exactly. So my fifth question is: how do you usually feel about your skills after a feedback session?
Actually, I always love criticism first of all. So I never felt anything bad if my faculty give me any negative feedback or any positive. If positive, I felt so good. If it's negative, then I had the always, I'm very what can I say, Jet? I'm always a person who wanted to do work on criticism, because criticism
Yeah.
makes you perfect.
Yeah, I really like that you are always open to criticisms. So my
Yes.
sixth question is, when do you get a lot of corrections? Does it motivate or demotivate you to work harder or make you want to stop? Like, do you ever feel like exhausted for because of lot of corrections?
Okay. So uh, I never had such experience in my entire life that I do have lots of correction.
Okay.
Actually, many of the times I just had to do few corrections or a very minor thing. So I never faced that. So I could not share my opinion on this question.
Okay, yeah, sure. Of course, of course. So my eighth question is, how do you see yourself now in terms of being a researcher or a academic writer?
How do I?
How do you see yourself now in terms of being a researcher or a academic writer?
Oh, now I felt so good because I have learned so many things on this process. And actually, now I actually understand finally. Oh, okay, fine. This is actually what research paper is, and how much effort or how much work actually our faculty has given in their entire life
Yeah, yeah.
to came to this position actually. So it's a lot of hard work, motivation, dedication, and super time, like you have to use your time so properly when you're doing a research paper. Yes.
Yes, that's an amazing answer. I was expecting that. So my ninth question is, in what ways has your supervisor's feedback influenced how you see yourself as a researcher? I mean, it is
Oh, I'm
related to
already
the
seeing.
previous question. So
Yeah, it's very
yeah,
linked to the your previous question.
yeah,
Like actually currently I'm more after doing my research paper, I'm feeling that I would be like what can I say, I would like to do more research, and I want to like have a PhD degree on my future studies, on my academic background. Previously I didn't have such motivations, but after doing that research paper and everything, I feel like okay, fine, I can do it, so I can go for PhDs now.
wow, that's amazing. So my last question is, do you think that supervision feedback helped you to develop your academic voice or research identity? And how do you describe that?
Of course, like without my supervisor, it was impossible mission to complete all those tasks, because his feedback, his motivation actually encouraged me a lot in my entire period of my thesis paper. And now currently I'm also working in two of the other thesis paper. So like their criticism, their motivation encouraged me a lot. And now I want to actually pursue my PhD, do a lot better in the research background. And I'm very hopeful that after these two or three research paper work, I will try to publish it, inshallah.
Wow, that's amazing. So that was the last question. So you have answered all the questions. So, and
Yes.
I really like the way you think about the supervisor's feedback. So thank you very much, Apu.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Okay, Apu. Bye.